1,181 license plate monitoring devices deployed around all of the stadiums in the United States for the World Cup. What the heck's going on? Hello, beautiful people. Today is day 225 of Office Hours. Office Hours, of course, is the Five Nation check-in. That's where we go live over at youtube.com/scamschool with 2 million subscribers. youtube.com/monologue with 1.7 million and climbing. Dozens of humans remaining over at LinkedIn. And, of course, over 1 million subscribers over at x.com. But the only ones I care about are these guys. The Diamond Clubs. The elite ones. The ones upon whom I would tattoo stuff on my face. If only I could. Oh, this is interesting. I just now realized. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, look at that. I don't have my thing on. It don't matter. That's all right. So, look, guys, we're going to talk about the Wired magazine has been tracking the trackers, as it were, which is a bit of an irony that I'm sure is not lost on those fine folks. Here's the thing. A camera is an eyewitness. 1,181 of them is a network layer, a perpetual record, a history of what some would call a surveillance state. How do we feel about it? We're going to deconstruct that. But first, we have more pressing issues. Look, guys, bad guys are using robots to deceive humans. I don't know about you. Controversial take here. I'm on Team Human. That's right. Go ahead, put it in the history books. Modern Rogue's own Brian Brushwood, fan of humans. Human first, I might say. I'm not a human isolationist. I think humans and robots should have friendly relations. Not, well, you know what? Yes, as friendly as one might think. Who am I to tell you what to do with your robot in your own house? The important part is that bad guys shouldn't use robots to deceive humans, but rather than just wag a finger and say, hey, bad guys, stop defrauding humans, I say, what say we toughen up our brains, go to the gym. Your cognitive security is weak. That's what my mentor, the T800 said. He said, you're outsourcing your understanding of deceptive vectors. You must go to the cognitive gym and increase your cognitive security by remembering all of the lessons of Scam School. That's right. Scam School was the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the street. And we are walking through all 600 plus episodes of Scam School to remind ourselves of how humans fall for scams and cons so that we can be better prepared to defend ourselves. And so now, oh, look at this. Guess what? I didn't have it pulled up, but I can pull it up on the fly because I am fly. I'm super fly. Now let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. 1, 2, 2. There we go. Oh, my goodness. There we go. Impossibly Balanced Falling Cork was the original name of this episode. It was episode 122, forgive me, all the way back in the summer of 2010. We're going to watch this beautiful bad boy. There we go. Wait a tick. Why is that not fitting? Whoa, how weird. Ah, there we go. Interesting. All right, guys, we're going to watch this episode, and then we're going to do some degenerate gambling. Then we're going to talk about this topic. How weird that this is not showing up correctly. Hold on. We could get there. We got this. Well, that's not the right size at all. Oh, well. I don't like this. Today, what an odd day. We're off to an odd start, beautiful people. I guess I'll just reposition it here. There we go. Oh. There we go. Okay. All right. We're going to watch this episode, do some gambling, solve all the problems of the universe. Here we go.
This week you learn a skill that's not total BS. Bet you didn't see that one coming. This episode of Scam School brought to you by Gamefly. Go to www.gamefly.com/scamschool for your free trial membership. And Netflix. Go to www.netflix.com/scamschool for your free trial membership. Welcome to the show. That's what the Mona Lisa's really smiling about. Scam School, the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the streets. I'm your host, Brian Brushwood, and today's scam is awesome. It gets everybody involved. It makes you look like a badass. You win a free beer, but most importantly, you prove that you're more talented than your friends. Welcome to the Lucky Drop. Howdy guys, how's it going? I'm Brian, what's your name? Melissa and Stephanie and Amanda. All right, so how long have you guys been here tonight? A couple hours?
More than an hour.
Here's what I think. I think one of you three deserves to drink free and have the other two pay for it. Wait, would you be okay with that? All right, now the only question is who's the person that gets to drink for free, right? So I propose we do a little game. I went to the bar and I asked them for a bunch of their corks. And the game is from a height at least as high as another cork. You want to drop one of the corks and have it land and stand on its side. Now I say it has to be at least as high because otherwise people go, "Hey, look, I did it!" You know, that's a bunch of BS. So if it's like from this high, you got to drop it, and it, you know, it can flip over, but it's got to land on there. Now here's the problem. Anybody can catch a lucky bounce. You try it enough times, like otherwise somebody will just be doing this over and over again until they get lucky. So you got to be able to do it, we'll say twice out of 10 or 15 times, which I think is pretty generous because that at least shows that it's skill based, all right? So here's what I want you guys to do. In fact, as an extra bonus, whoever gets it first, I will buy them a drink. All right, you ready? Everybody grab a cork. We're gonna say, ready, set, go. You get as many trials as you want. So you want to see if you can make it. Well, that was a close one. Nope. Yeah, you're getting close. Some of them look like they're about to make it. I love the fact that you're bouncing yours like a basketball. That one was close. It almost made it. That one didn't flip over the other one.
It's not gonna happen, I don't think.
Did it really? Did you just set it?
No.
Do you peek promise?
You could look.
All right, all you got to do is do it again within the next 10 or 15.
Real?
Yeah.
Yeah, do it again, Melissa.
All right. I'm letting you guys off the hook. Good news and bad news. The bad news is it's almost impossible to win the trick the way you guys are doing it. Dropping it, whether it's here, whether it's up here, dropping it like this, you're almost never going to win. But there's a secret technique that will automatically make it work at least 50% of the time. Now, I can share this secret technique with you, and you can go forward and scam free drinks off of all your friends. All I ask is that you buy me one little old beer. And split 3 ways, that's not bad. It's up to you.
Okay.
Are you down for that? All right, well, we're going to find out. But first, we have to thank the sponsors who make Scam School possible. This is me holding up for a toast. There we go.
Ooh, we got
All right,
a
let's
toast.
talk about GameFly.
We got some kind of toast understanding. Man, oh man, I wonder why all my settings are a bit off. This is it's been a hell of a morning, beautiful people. As you guys know, we did a really good show on Great Night last night, and I got up early, super early, let the dogs out. I don't think we talked about the flooding last night. The carpets are still drying. We got the Mr. Happy Pants blower is drying up the carpets in the main bedroom. Well, yeah, I had one of those low status protagonist moments, including burning hot coffee all over my hand just before we went live. The cup overfilled and I grabbed it and it went to psh, and I was holding it and I couldn't let go. Anyway.
You got to learn a little bit about the way different corks look. Corks like these that are super even on the grain, these are fake corks. They're not real. The trick works much better with real corks, which is, I think, part of the reason that you happen to get lucky a couple of times, right? Here's the system to make sure it always ends. Not always. That's part of the reason I say 2 out of 10 times, because that's enough where clearly you're doing it on skill, not on luck. But all you have to do is hold it sideways exactly 1 cork length. So however tall this cork is, and in this case they're the same, you hold it sideways this length, and when you drop it, it lands right on its side. And every single, there you go, there's 2 for 2. Every single surface will be a little bit different, and it's not 100%. So of course, that's the reason I focus on 2 out of 10 times. But if you get that height just right, oh, that's the other thing too. Different surfaces matter. For example, we've got this metal table. Over in the other area, they've got linen on the table, and I noticed that you had to hold it much higher on the linen tables. Now in this case, you still can do it with the artificial corks, but I found like the cork ones, you need to hold it at exactly the same height. For these, I found that you need to hold it about 1.5 the height to get it, because they don't quite bounce the same, just like that. All right, so here's the bargain. Next, we're going to have a real race, and whichever one of you actually gets it right first, using the technique I just showed, I will buy that person a drink. Does that sound fair? Awesome. But first, of course, we got to thank our sponsors. See, now they got the
look at
toast down right
this.
on
We
cue.
figured out the code. We have real stakes. And then we're going into the third block, wondering whether or not it works as well for the people at home as it works for our hero, Brian Brushwood. Anyway, heck of a morning, people. And all my settings. Also, the refrigerator just turned off. If anybody has an idea of what might have happened, I went and reset all the breakers on that, but it's still turned off. Very hard to concentrate when you're looking at a refrigerator that's turned off, but that's all right. We got guests coming in to shoot special episodes of Modern Road coming up this week. I'm very, very excited about it. It's going to be good. What else? Oh, Sign put a very good item in the office hours document. So we are going to talk about the flock cameras, but we're also going to talk about your contributions over at officehours.themodernroad.com. And don't forget, place your bets right now. Guessattack.com. GUESSATTACK.com.
All right, it's go time. Everybody pick your cork. Now remember, the right way to do it, and you want to have a reference cork. First of all, make sure that your reference cork is the same height as your cork. For example, if this was the one you're using, you want to hold it a little bit lower so you can get it to do its thing. So you guys all have that the same? On your marks, get ready. Hey, you're a little bit high. You want to be a little bit lower. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, you have a real cork, and you have a fake cork. Remember, you have a fake cork, so you want to be a little bit higher. All right, as many as you want to go. Ready, set, go. First person that gets it. Oh my God, we already have a winner! Let's try right up the back! Now I want to see you guys get it as well. Let's see some follow-up. Second prize also gets a drink. How about that? Oh, that was a close one. Second prize also gets a drink. Who's gonna? Second prize right there. And you know what? Did you actually get up there at the end? Oh, you know what? A round of drinks for all of you guys on me. You guys were awesome. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Now remember, on the lucky drop, you're actually learning a skill, so you want to practice. Practice with all different types of corks and try on all different types of surfaces, hard, soft, covered surfaces, because you don't want to screw it up when you're under fire. And then most importantly, I want to hear your success stories and failure stories, so post them at the boards at revision3.com/scamschool, where you can see all of our episodes right back to episode 1. If you want to suggest your favorite bar scam, hit me up directly at brian@revision3.com. And if you're doing the Twitter thing, you can follow the show at twitter.com/scamschool, or find out when I'm in your hometown at twitter.com/schwood. Next week, we're going to be learning how to cheat at Sudoku using a Rubik's Cube and a can of tuna. And while you try to figure out how that makes sense in any way, I'll be at the bar.
Hey guys, how would you like it for me to come in person and perform?
Oh, yeah. How would you like it for me to come and perform? Actually, you know what? We're back to that now. Nowadays, it's like, how'd you like me to give a talk? A keynote presentation. I do some magic, talk to you about the importance of security. I do my award-winning, best-in-class touring, how to scam your way into anything lecture. Just reach out to, oh man, I got to redo my website over at schwood.com. It is crazy. Sinewave chiming in saying he's really been enjoying the co-host light stuff. If you want to vid on a particular topic, let me know. Dude, whatever you're passionate about, just keep them short and tight. like under 9 minutes is the outlier, because at 9 minutes, I'm assuming that you have something real important to say. And this goes for all of you guys. If you guys want to record a take of you, just record the camera, throw it up on YouTube, unlisted or listed, it doesn't matter. Put it up at the dock at officehours.themonorogue.com, because the nice thing about it being on there is whatever your take is, I can pause it. We can have some back and forth. We can hear your stuff. Lots to talk about. We'll get through to the doc here in a moment. But first, let's head on over to Guess Attack, GUESSATTACK.com. Guess Attack. That's where we're gambling on how many views we think this episode got when it first premiered back in summer of 2010. This is a really good trick. Out of all of the Scam School episodes, there are some that are permanently anchored to items that you find at the bar. And while cigarettes and matches and even, you know, some types of coasters and all that stuff aren't always available, whenever you see there's only two types of corks, it's either going to be the natural or the synthetic, and then immediately you're going to grab it, start playing with it. That one and the circumference versus height is another one that you can't stop always doing. But they're good. So the question is, though, how many people saw this gem? All the way back from summer of 2010. Not Scary Steve thinks that there was 1,1776,420. By the way, 1776,420. I love the fact that Not Scary Steve is a Brit, so that makes it even better. Kuromata Riku, 42069. Hawkwhirly, the blue chip, consistent. IBM delivers on time, 1.2 million. Earth 56, 56,056. Flying Car 100 with 76,000. Muselix with 696,969. G. James B with 426,769. Joey H666 says 57,000. Kid Cart 72 says 100,000. Banterat says 169,000. And Sinewave says 761,776 will rise again. And the actual number of views on this episode is, let's see, originally posted 15 years ago in July 14th, 2010, 51,353. What? Let's see. Close guesses. 51,353, which means, oh, there we go. Our winner is, oh, wait for it. Yeah, Earth 56 points out not many guesses this time. That's probably because I went live an hour and a half earlier than most people would expect. It's an early one. Again, man, busy day. We're doing a deep clean. We're doing a deep clean at HQ on account of guests coming in. And not only guests for Scam School or Modern Rogue episodes, but we got Tom Merritt coming in because we have the class coming up next week. We'll talk about that too. Congratulations to Earth 56 with his favorite number, 56,056. Look at that, off by just 4,703. Joey H666 coming in with the silver medal, and Flying Car 100 with the bronze. Congratulations. Yeah, as a matter of fact, shouts out. Business Academy. Wizard Academy is a business school, 501c3 nonprofit. I'm doing a class there, and I'm bringing we're bringing all of the receipts. Tom Merritt, he made it as an independent creator. Andrew Heaton made it as an independent creator. Justin Robert Young made it as an independent creator. And we all do really weird things. So what's the DNA? How do we do it? That's what this class is all about. Also, this $4,000, that's if you're running a business and you want to bring someone else. Don't worry about that. If it's just you and your significant other, use promo code WEIRD at checkout, WEIRD, and then it'll cut that right in half. Here's what you get. You get 2 full days of me and your 3 favorite other co-hosts explaining to you the DNA of how the marketplace of ideas works, how to make it with whatever your weird thing is. For $2,000, you get 3 nights of accommodations, all meals catered, deluxe accommodations, access to the world-famous Whiskey Vault. It is going to be the treat. You and your significant other, for 3 nights, 2 days, $1,000 a piece? It's going to be great. It's going to be great. We're going to learn how to tell stories. We're going to learn how to speak and be heard. I'm very, very proud of it. So head on over to wizardacademy.org and sign up for the class. All right, guys. Andrew Main erasure from the Weird Things class. I did ask if he could make it out. He is, of course, extremely busy. For a second, it looked like we might be able to make that happen, but schedules did not align. But you better believe that if the words weird thing were going to be in a class, we wanted to make absolutely certain that Andrew Main was invited. Man, Earth 56, I was just out in the Tampa area just a couple months ago. We gotta have a better hub for all of our community stuff. Yeah, I gotta be better about Discord. I keep resisting Discord just because it's an unending sea. It's a fractal abyss of rooms that need to be peeked in on forever and ever and ever and ever. It is crazy. Yeah, man. Earth 56. You better believe it. It was great. We did a security conference. We did a one-day event. It was good. All right. So we closed the books on Impossibly, Balancing a Cork. And so now we're going to move on to boop, boop. Let's talk. There we go. Mapping every flock license plate near U.S. World Cup stadiums. Most U.S. World Cup stadiums. Oh, hold on. Let's do this. We could tweak this. Let's do this. Oh, what is going on up there? Wrong one. Media. There we go. Let's do this, and this, and this, and this, and then we'll do this. Whoop. Oh, look at that. Now we're nice and pretty. There we go. Starting on June 11th last week, soccer fans will be filling stadiums across North America to watch the FIFA World Cup. Those driving to matches in the United States might also find themselves being watched. Wired identified 1,181 automatic license plate reader cameras, ALPRs, ALPRs. It's easier to just say flock. That's the problem with good positioning, is flock is such a good brand in terms of correctly identifying what they do. It conveys just a whole bunch of cameras all peeping and all of them networked in a flock. So even if they're not flock cameras, I'll just call them flocks. Most of the cameras are manufactured by Flock Safety. ALPRs are set up along roadsides by municipalities, businesses, schools, and private groups, such as homeowners associations, to continuously log license plates of each car that passes by them. We see an echo of this, to be honest. You know who's breathing a sigh of relief about the dust up with Flock is Ring. Because Ring, at least, is not branded specifically as a surveillance apparatus. It's branded as a telepresence in your home so you can find out what's going on at all times. In fact, I think they specifically point out that it's not reliable security cameras because, for example, it relies on Wi-Fi connections. It can be disrupted with jammers. You're not guaranteed access to local on-site recordings of anything. So it's more like good telepresence. However, Ring recently got in a bit of hot water because they point out, man, we got a lot of Ring cameras. We could do some flock-like behaviors by reaching out and networking all of these cameras. And I think they did a Super Bowl ad where they followed a dog or something. It did not go over well. People did not like it. They did not like the idea that their beloved friendly way to answer the doorbell when they weren't home was secretly a giant surveillance state apparatus that could be used without people's knowledge. But Flock, however, only has the stated goal of being always on surveillance. Groups that operate networks of these cameras can query those logs to find matches for specific plates, creating a dossier of where a vehicle goes and when. So this is the thing. The logs. A complete record of every... Now, you are required by law to have on your vehicle an identifying plate. You are required... so with that has to be out in public for everyone to see. Now, a security apparatus allows you to track everywhere it goes. And that's before we get into like following your devices and all that stuff. Flock safety in particular allows operators to share their data with other groups on the network, meaning that depending on the operator, drivers can accidentally get caught up in a national dragnet. Flock Safety's spokesperson, Paris Lubel, acknowledged that the company works with government agencies and, quote, other customers in areas around World Cup venues. Think about that one. Which are you more concerned about? The government as a customer or, quote, other customers as customers? What would other customers want? Now, on the one level, you have marketing data. For example, you would want to know, let's say you have a lemonade business and you have lemonade stands and they're temporary pop-up affairs. Then, yeah, you would go to Flock and say, where are the choke points? Show me where all the cars slow down. And yes, you would want unique identifiers on all those cars so that you could follow one hypothetical customer from this point to that point. You could see when do they stop off to get snacks, what is the sweet spot for the location that you could come in. And to be honest, that's a completely pro-social use of it, because all things being equal, if what you want is a frozen lemonade on your way to the World Cup, wouldn't it be great if a pop-up stand happened to be there right at the light that you encounter right before you think I could use something? Then you don't have to go 2 lights down and then park at a gas station and wait in a big old line. So weirdly, this is in service of a much better event. Can be. On the flip side, when you have a whole network of cameras and they're all keeping a record, that is an infinite time machine, a perpetual surveillance state that, hypothetically, were a bad actor to abuse the system, could be used to creep on people, to to stalk exes, which, by the way, that's exactly what happened. We'll get to that. Andrew Elvish, great name, the VP of Global Marketing at Genetec, which sells ALPR software, says the Canadian company is focused on helping organizations manage parking. And if parking, that's a legit use case. There's going to be a lot of parking concerns, and isn't interested in providing excessive access to aggregated license plate data, which he says is a practice that people should rightfully be concerned about. All right. By the way, all of our concerns about the security apparatus, I suspect that the moment there's a terrorist attack at one of these events, all of a sudden people will look the other way about how all of it's used to track down the person who did it. ALPRs are powerful surveillance tools and ripe for abuse. Cops have been accused of using them to allegedly stalk exes and strangers. In 2025, U.S. Customs and Border Protection were found to be violating a state law by accessing Flock data about drivers by Illinois Secretary of State, who said, quote, it was a clear violation of state law. Flock employees have even reportedly accessed cameras inside a children's gymnastics room and other locations as part of a sales pitch, according to 404 Media. That sounds like a very particular use case where somebody caught somebody doing something that probably in context was not as creepy as it sounds when said in isolation. In a blog post, Flock Safety said the employees were not spying on children and were well-intentioned employees who accessed a camera network with the city's explicit permission as part of their job. That's always a fun moment when, like, you exactly log your prediction and then the next thing you read is exactly right. Lubel, the Flock spokesperson, says the company is aware of a very small number of incidents of abuse, adding that Flock Safety does not have a relationship with DHS. I mean, look, sure, you don't have a relationship with DHS. Maybe DHS is already just helping themselves to your data. Some divisions of DHS. Others, like FBI does, as I understand it, on the outside, no inside information. But boy, oh boy, the FBI figured out that you don't have to go through nasty old wiretap warrants if you just buy off-the-shelf public data from vendors of off-the-shelf public information. Tracy Aids, a senior director of marketing for Genetech, says the company does its best to make the tools as safe as possible, but at the end of the day, it's their customer's tool to deploy. So the need for legislation to limit what people can do, that needs to be thought through. Wow. So that's interesting. This is as close to asking for regulation as any business can get. There are legitimate use cases for these. There are legitimate pro-social use cases. However, systems that make it easy for bad actors to bad act, guess what happens? Incentives align. Across the U.S., communities have started pushing back against ALPR deployment and fighting for more transparency. Yeah, here at the Austin subreddit, not a fan. I think the ongoing joke is, oh, these flock cameras, they keep falling over. How weird. That is also, I suspect, a branding issue. You also see this on the Ring subreddit, where people will post just people randomly vandalizing their rings, which feels more intrusive if you live in an apartment complex and somebody has a Ring camera on their door. It feels as though a camera is aimed at your door at all times, probably because factually that's exactly what it is. But along with that, people get a little bit antsy. Across the U.S., communities have started pushing back against ALPR deployment and fighting for more transparencies. Activists have pried audit logs revealing whose license plates were searched and why, and assembled it into a searchable database. What have I been flocked? Look at that. Well, do I want to check my license plate? I actually don't know my license number. I think I have an old license plate. No, I don't. Ah, dang, I actually don't know. I can't remember a license plate that I still have. Anyway, I'll search for that later. So, give me your license plate, somebody. I'm trying to think if there's a vehicle that we got rid of. Check yours. Okay, sign. Give me your license plate. Oh, it's been a minute since no vanity plate should. Yeah, probably should. The sign giving up his license plate, so now we can follow him. Oh, you know what? I think Penn Jillette famously has the license plate atheist. No searches. Huh. Aren't you like 10 feet from yours? Yeah, if I wanted to get up and walk out and then publicly type in my license plate, I think it's shown up on camera. There we go. EBJB61. No searches. Although, literally, I just searched for it. So that's one of those things that sounds creepy until you realize, oh wait, I'm literally doing that. Ha! That's funny. Hello, ATL John Boy. We started early today. Sorry about that. Let's go back. Dozens of cities have terminated contracts, and groups are planning a national week of action against ALPRs in August. Wired relied on data compiled by one volunteer mapping project, DFlock, to identify where ALPRs are located near U.S. World Cup stadiums. Since the data is crowdsourced, it may not be a full picture of all ALPRs in a given area, but check that out. So here's the ironic thing is what flock cameras do is their constitutionally protected right to watch what is happening in a public space. What Wired is doing is exercising its constitutionally protected right to watch the watchers. Wired tallied 53 ALPRs surrounding SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Out of all the World Cup stadiums in the U.S., Wired counted the greatest numbers around Houston, Texas. I wonder how much of that is just the infrastructure is really friendly to that. Harris County, where the stadium is located, recently renewed its contract with Flock Safety for nearly $1 million. Atlanta, which also happens to be the headquarters for Flock Safety, has a large number of ALPRs around Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Law enforcement agencies have made other technology purchases in preparation for the World Cup. About 30 minutes north of the stadium, Cobb County Police Department recently got approval to enter a $9.6 million contract with policing technology giant Axon Enterprise for anti-drone tech. That makes sense. Near MetLife in New Jersey, a bunch of cameras. Where are you guys at? How do we feel about this? Because on the one hand, like if what you're really worried about is government surveillance, I guarantee you that national security interests, the DIA, I think that's right. Yeah, the DIA has, I'm sure, certain secret cameras all over the place doing exactly this stuff. And then you got the FBI's having to buy it from the commercial market, which at least Flock is doing everything in the daylight. All things being equal, I'd rather have stuff happen in the daylight than not when it comes to my governments. That's how I like it. They say sunlight has a sterilizing effect. Joey H666 says, people have been going on about cameras like that in Colorado. The rebuttal is there's no expectation of privacy in public or in the car. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Great. Hold on. No worries. I'm on the air, but I'll wrap up when you get here. Awesome. This is great. So I started early, and that means we get to go long. That was the Deep Clean people. They were supposed to be here at 8:15. They're fixing a flat tire. I would know this if I had Flock at my disposal and could track their every move. Boy, think about that. Think about what you would do with the 30-day time machine of anyone, anywhere. If you ran a small business, just find out where all the service vehicles of your competition are going. Use that big data to reveal gaps in the system. Yeah, now we get back into kind of the vaguely market-based pro-social things. I don't know. What if your car's an embassy? Diplomatic immunity. Then you got it. I hate it. They put a Flock camera right where my dog loved to walk. Now he's forced to shit on it. Yeah, there is something about that cognitive load of the distraction of just like knowing there's cameras everywhere. But then again, sign, ironically, you walk around with cameras on your face, aggressively pointed towards everyone. So we're all navigating through this very curious time. What the new social norms are going to be very interesting. Sign says, oh, we got another. Oh, there we go. We're doxing ourselves. Nope. Got it. Kurometariku's got another one. We'll see if anybody's been flocked. Nope. No searches. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Sine Wave says, hey, that's my choice. To me, you do not have a choice. That's true. Curtis Hoffman says, a lot of transportation companies already track their own drivers all the time. Yes, and within an organization, I think that all makes sense. Like, you're an employee working for Amazon. You have no expectation that they won't track you. Amazon, though, all things being equal, would love to be able to track all of their logistical competition. And Flock, that's what they do, is they basically sell information. You know, I just watched Spider Noir. So you picture Ben Reilly walking down the street. There's a little street urchin who's got big eyes, sees a lot of things, throws him a nickel and asks what he sees. That's all Flock is doing in the 21st century version of that. So I don't know. I don't know if I hate that. All right, Sign, you got a good point. Speaking of face cameras, segue! Head on over to officehours.themodernroad.com. That is a community source document put together by our very own Sign. By the way, Sign, he needs a little bit of jingle so he can move to a new place. I'm trying to throw him some work, but we need your pocket change for Sign, so you can give him a hand over at help.sign.com. But meanwhile, Sign brought this to us, and I believe Sign, if you want to call in, you can tell us about this, because you've played with these, right? These are fully AR glasses, which I am a big on. Speaking of big, these are big frames. I don't know that I'll mind wearing something so ridiculous if it's as cool as I'd hope. That is pretty dope. We could also live track politicians in cars. They're not supposed to meet outside of official minutes of meetings. Yeah, also what you're describing is what a would-be assassin would do. ATL John Boy says 3,000 feels a little bit steep. Yeah. What we're looking at. There we go. Awesome. What are we looking at? Let's see. Tell me about them. Sign. You're on, dude. Tell me about these.
So, the big thing is that these are the science fiction glasses that we've been hearing about. There's no puck, there's no dongle. It does not need to connect to your phone. It's chunky because it has all of the compute in the frames themselves, all of the optics in the frames themselves, all of the battery in the frames themselves. They are literally, you put those glasses on, you see science.
Well, okay, so is there a way to see what they look like? I guess I'm clicking on.
Yes. Yeah, the POV demo video is showing POV footage. So this has been Snap's big, like almost decade-long play.
Wait, where's the POV demo video? I don't see it.
It's in the if you look in the doc.
Okay, hold on.
In the comments.
Oh, got it. Okay, here, we'll take a look at this.
Yep. But yeah, the whole idea here is that this has been their big play. The CEO of Snapchat, now known as Snap, they realized that Snapchat as a platform was not going to be a long-term play. So about a decade ago, they effectively, very publicly announced, we are going to become a cameras company. And they refer to the Snapchat app as a camera app, not as a social platform. They look at it as a camera. And then all of the products that they've been releasing have all been cameras, like the camera drone and the camera glasses and all of these different things, because they realize that they need to be a platform. They need to effectively get into the Apple, Google business if they want to survive long term. That's the same thing that Facebook has been trying to do with the Meta conversion. But unfortunately, they are very bad at their whole thing, and they're just flopping around. While Snapchat, they had a very clear goal in mind. They were effectively saying, we want to try to be the first to market with camera, like glasses computers.
Yeah.
And they weren't trying to be like VR. They weren't trying to focus on all these other things. They've been hyper focused on this. And so their first thing was the Snap Spectacles, the glasses that I famously wear and yada, yada.
Yeah.
And the idea was, we want to first put a pair of glasses on people's face and get people okay with the idea of having glasses on the face. Unfortunately,
so first you want to normalize Flock, and then that way, then you could start getting some work done.
Exactly. But unfortunately, when a lot of other players came in and they started doing whatever they were going to do, Snap was like, well, unfortunately, because everybody else is bad at this, we won't be able to do anything. So what we're going to do is we're just going to focus right now then on instead of normalizing cameras on face, we're just going to focus on actually bringing smart glasses to market.
The AR side, it's interesting because half of these demos I think are just I'll never use. Like I would use them just to see it once and then like, that was cute, I'll never do it again. A lot of them, the physics-based game or whatever. However, for like, for example, Demio is a turn-based strategy game that I think would be a really good fit for this. The planetarium, what is it? Sky Atlas, I think would be a good use. I think that when we get to facial recognition, a heads-up display reminding you of your agenda, navigating through airports, like when you're in gig mode, like this is going to be just tremendous. Having a heads-up display when you're just moving your meat and you need something to guide you so you can be tuned out while, which is probably not the best thing to have everybody tuned out. But so who do you think is buying this right now?
So here's the interesting thing. This is the big thing. Right now, whales are buying it because the thing because they are $2,100 with a $200 deposit and everything like that. So this is like they're trying to go for like the high tier influencer thing because that's what they did with the original specs. The original specs you couldn't just buy. You actually had to go to these bespoke vending machine things that they had in like big places and different things. So you had to go to LA, you had to go to Universal City Walk. You had to go like all these different places and then go to one of these machines, which like looked you up and down and effectively was just like, okay, you can have one or maybe come back later. And it was like a lottery kind of thing to get them because they wanted to build that hype. And I'm thinking that they're trying to do a little bit of that now. But the glasses aren't the play. The play has been this long about 2 years ago, they released a version of these that were for developers. And the Snapchat app has had a programming system that is a very simplistic programming tool and everything like that. They have like they call it the Lens Studio and everything. The big thing here, the big play is when the iPhone came out, the original iPhone came out, there were no apps for it.
Yeah.
It was hype. Everybody loved it.
Yeah.
But as soon as the version came out where they had the App Store, that is when
that was the game changer. And so that they're making a similar thing here. Yeah, the novel, that's such an awesome, bold play, is to make the thing and just trust that we can't even imagine what the killer app is going to be, and we don't have to. Somebody else is going to come up with it.
Exactly. And that's effectively what's happened. Over the past 2 years, there have been creators that have been making all kinds of things.
Well,
and
at the very least, on the industrial side, like imagine your job is to sort Jeep Jops or Cleep Clops, like put on these glasses and all of a sudden they all just, glow and you like put that one over here, this one here, assembling things, instructions. So imagine anything that you needed to put together as a kit or troubleshooting. Imagine you just have these on and there's never a moment where somebody's describing a button that you're supposed to find and click a thing. Instead, it's just pointing to you. Yeah, that's going to be huge. That's going to be huge as you get increasingly niche, because somewhere Kuro Metariku is gobsmacked that they're so expensive, but I guarantee you there is some extremely specific use case where instantly all of us can justify $50 a month for 2 years. Like just one thing that if we could solve that, it becomes worth it.
Yeah. So I don't know battery life or anything like that. They have to have they have to have improved on battery life because the developer Snap spectacles that they had that the people have been using to make stuff on, they had like a battery life of like 5 minutes. So,
Yeah.
like
G. James B points out, what about AI analysis of fabric draping patterns to identify concealed carry? So like literally you're walking around, you have X-ray eyes, like
Oh yeah. Yeah, this has like all of those this has like all of those capabilities. It since you can program whatever, you effectively, if you have access to the camera data, you can then convert that into whatever you need to hand it to whatever software or anything. If whatever you can program, that's the limit. So if you got camera data, then you can pass that to your bespoke AI or whatever, and then it gives you a response, and then you can then display it back. That's why this right here is one of the big products to watch, because Apple, they've got their glasses that are coming. We know that they're coming, but we don't know their capabilities. We've already seen the stuff from Google. We've seen the stuff from Meta and everything, and they are kind of flip-flopped. They are focused on, let's get a product out that everybody wants, and then we'll add things later, which Snap from the get, they've been like, this is what we are trying to bring to market. We know that we do not want to release the iPhone before the App Store. We want to release the App Store before the iPhone, because then once people get stuff in their hand, they want to do things with them. You can just look at the Meta display, the Meta glasses that have the display in them. They do jack shit. Like,
so I'm curious, have you worn any of these?
So I unfortunately I have not been able to wear the developer Snap glasses. I've spoken to people who've played with them.
I'd be curious about what the field of vision is, because I know in the AR space, in the VR space, boy, does it make a big difference when you don't have tunnel vision on there. But I have to imagine that they're, well, I don't know. In fact, maybe I could look it up.
Yeah, they have to have improved because the developer glasses were very bare minimum. Like I said, they had a crap battery. They had an incredibly narrow field of view. Like it was literally, you could see the edges in your vision. They did not want to make a commercial product. They were making the tool so that you can program and then test and see what works. And looking at these, they look like they have a significantly higher
a 51-degree field of view, which is not a lot.
Not great.
Yeah. The Spectacles 5 was 46 degrees diagonal FOV. So it'll be a minute before we get this tech down. But man, I'm here for it. I wouldn't mind. Man, maybe that could be a full Monorail episode. We should try to get sponsored, but they're gonna have no shortage of people wanting to show this off on YouTube.
Hey man, tax write-off.
I know. Well, yeah. Hell yeah. Let's get back to it. All right, man. Well, appreciate your sign. Take care.
Absolutely.
All right. Boom.
Total hours of mixed use.
How many hours?
Giving you up to 20 total hours of mixed use.
That's a day. Or in there is like 15 minutes of actual use.
So put simply, Specs are the most capable and most wearable AR glasses ever built. And those copycats up north aren't going to be stealing this one. The LED light glows when someone is recording. They protect data by design, shared, or deleted. We're introducing Specs for $2,195.
That seems, to be honest, not like a crazy price, given what they're aiming to do. They have a look.
You can pre-order today at specs.com and they're expected to ship this fall.
They got specs.com. Here in Texas, that's the premier liquor company. That's hilarious. I wonder when they bought it. Crazy. Airlines already don't like these kinds of batteries. Yeah, but well, I mean, they're in everything though, right? Yeah, cheaper than the Apple Vision Pro. More useful, maybe. Hypothetically, we'll see. All right, gang. I'm gonna clean everything up. You ever do that thing where the cleaners are coming, so you have to clean up? That's what I'm gonna do. But in the meantime, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you to everybody for showing up. You guys are the best people on the planet. And with that, we put another office hours in the books. Goodbye, beautiful people.